Hello and welcome to the latest CraftySniper's airsoft videos. On today's video, I'm going to be discussing what happened yesterday. Yesterday was a match at Lincolnshire Airsoft Club. It was a glorious day. I hope it was weather was brilliant for you guys wherever you were playing yesterday. Yesterday I decided to rock my GAS G5, my GHK G5 assault rifle. It's the first time I've been able to actually rock that thing because I've upgraded it now. I put the carbine kit on it, which I call the assault rifle kit, and it makes it a rifle that I can actually use. Now, because it was a chuffing hot and it was a gas rifle, it was awesome. Absolutely fantastic. I might be making that rifle one of my primary go-to rifles. It's so fantastic having a gas rifle with limited ammunition and magazines and the ability to, every time the magazine runs out, which it runs out extremely quickly, you've got to take it out, put the new magazine in, rack charging handle back, carry on firing. It's brilliant. It's realism and I like it. So yes, as long as the weather stays warm and hot, the gas rifle will be coming out. So yeah, I had fun with that. I also have just some information on my striker. It's 99.999% complete. We are now at the stage of my cylinder has come back. For all those that didn't realise what happened, the cylinder that comes with the striker is, how can I put this? Garbage. The upgraded cylinder, which I think was PSB, it's an Aries, CPSB, that's it. CPSB upgraded cylinder is, what's the word I'm looking for? Garbage. There are better cylinders out there. The bespoke one-piece cylinder. Haven't got one, heard great things about it. The edgy cylinder kit you can get get for the rifle nowadays is freaking-tastic. It costs a heck of a lot of money for a cylinder, but it's awesome. Absolutely brilliant. But I was caught in the middle of two things really, because the bespoke cylinder is quite expensive. As I've said before, the edgy cylinder is fantastically expensive. So I decided to go with the idea of repairing my CPSB cylinder, and I sent it to a good friend of mine who knows a lot more about welding than I ever will, and he had it for a few weeks and he's brought it back to me, and the work on it is absolutely awesome, absolutely fantastic. He's now made it effectively a one-piece cylinder. The original cylinder had 4 pins that were spot welded to hold the rear portion of where the bolt is, the bolt handle, to the actual main shaft of the cylinder. And the pins just break, and that's with a normal spring in it. If you put an M150 in it, or M140 spring, a 440 odd FPS spring, you're going to break your cylinder very, very quickly. And the higher the spring, the more power in it, you're going to break it even quicker. And if you break it when you're using it, it's going to break when you're pulling the bolt back. And that means your fist is going to fly into your own mouth, and you're going to swallow your own bolt handle, which is just not good for anyone. So, it has to be, you have to upgrade the cylinder, or you're going to have to repair what you've got. Now, like I say, the work that's been done on my cylinder now is just, I've just looked at it and went, I'm amazed. I know diddly squat about welding, but I was amazed at the work. Doesn't have a lot of material to work with, but he's made it effectively a one-piece cylinder. So I was using that all morning, and with all the other upgrades that have gone into that rifle, it's now shooting 70 odd meter range. It's probably on par with my VSR. The only downside at the moment, that 99.9999% upgraded now, the only thing I probably really need to tweak is the hot bucking. It's just finding that bucking that is the sweet spot for that rifle. But that's just a case of picking a few buckings and just swapping them out during a match. Not the hardest thing to do in the world, but that's just something I can do in time. So that's no problem. That's easy. The other sniper rifle, the other one in my collection, the SRS. That is now with a very good friend of mine who knows a lot more about sniping and building the SRS. I bought a boatload of upgrades for it, including a new hop chamber, R-hop patches, new bucking. What else did I buy? Teflon spring guide. There's a new spring going into it. We're talking about a 90% change in internals. Oh, and an inner barrel as well. Yes, I must not forget the inner barrel. So yeah, hopefully that rifle's going to be shooting awesomely. It should be back with me within a week. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. I've just ordered, just before I start this video actually, I just ordered 2 packs of Jeff's .48 from, where did I get them? Skirm Shop UK, that was it. And that just tells you automatically what this rifle is like, because that is the heaviest round I have ever used. I've used 4.3s, I think is the heaviest I've ever put through a rifle in an actual match. Now, me and my friend took my SRS to pieces a couple of weeks ago and put his upgraded parts inside it so I could come up with a list of things that I would buy. And we was lifting these .48s at, well, we was hitting a target that was 100 meters away. What more can I say? I mean, yeah, the target wasn't a man-sized target, it was a shed. But just sending the BB, I think it was like 105 meters, just sending that BB that distance just blew my mind that you could do that with a sniper rifle. So that's already gone down there. Like I said, the BBs are ordered. So I'm hoping next Sunday, which is Lincolnshire Airsoft Club's Gas and Spring event, I would have the date for you, but I've forgotten it. But this video will be up probably today, so the Sunday coming up, that's going to be LAC's Gas and Spring event. Hopefully I'm going to have a fully upgraded SRS with a 26-inch outer barrel and a left-handed bolt. I cannot wait. Next thing, photos. Because I was using my striker yesterday, and I used my gas rifle a little bit after lunchtime, I wasn't able to take too many photos. However, don't worry, I have taken some. I'm in the process of editing them now. But I have 3 batches of photos. I have one batch even of photos, which is my usual stuff. I go around photoing you guys, playing your airsoft matches, and that's the majority of my photos for yesterday. I don't know how many I've taken, but they are in the process of being edited. I also have a section of photos, or group of photos, that are going to be covering some reenactors. These are 2 guys that were wearing German World War II uniforms. I can't remember exactly what they were wearing, so I'm not going to insult them by saying it was the Fallschirmjäger when it was infantry or something ridiculous like that. So I'm just going to say it was German World War II uniform. There was 2 guys in Vietnam era American OD greens with M16s, fantastic looking, and there was a guy with a Free French uniform. Which I had never even seen a Free French uniform, but he'd got everything just right. So myself and another photographer, we actually went and took some photos of these guys. Now, I'm going to put these photos up. They are going to be put up on the CraftySniper page. Some of the photos are just of the guys standing there, basically just with their weapons. They're not wearing glasses. Now, we went to one side of the site. We got permission from the boss of Lincolnshire Airsoft Club. We went across to a part of the site that wasn't in use. It was during lunchtime. There was no paintballers, no airsofters, no nothing. And we were stripped every single weapon to make sure there was no BBs in the magazines and there was no BBs actually inside the barrels. So the weapons were all clear, and that allowed us to take off, or them to take off their glasses to make the proper effect of their kit that they're wearing. So when these photos come up, please bear in mind, we did do the safety checks. Okay, so that was all. We covered that tick that little box. Like I say, we did some squad photos for them. There also is some staged photos. I'm a photographer. I just take them. This is something between the photographer and the other photographer as well, and the guys who we were taking the photos of. And like I say, there were some staged photos involving a couple of German soldiers pointing their weapons at the guy in the French uniform. Please don't read into this. Don't think I'm a Nazi sympathizer or anything like that. Please, these were just staged photos. I've been editing them and I've been looking back at them, and yes, they're good photos. They should be. I took them, but I'm looking at them thinking, oh god, I'm going to get so many comments on these photos. These are just stage photos. These guys are all friends. The two German guys are reenactors, so their uniforms are really, really good. But they're all airsofters. And it was just a fun time, and it was a suggestion between the two of or between the group of guys and the photographers to go out and take these photos. So there is going to be some stage photos in there. Just please don't read into them too much. Talking about photos, and I did start this at the start of the video. I want to start something I'm going to call player focus. Player focus is going to be where you guys have the chance to basically let me take photos of you in your kit. Now, you may think, well, he already does that, you silly person. What I mean is not actually in a firefight, not in an airsoft fight. Excuse me. You'll come up to me and say, or message me on the Facebook page and say, Crafty, I've got a wonderful sniper's kit, or I've got a wonderful machine gunner's kit, or spec ops kit, or some whatever kit. Can you take some photos of me? And I'll go, yeah, sure, not a problem. We'll arrange an event. Obviously, it's going to be more aimed at the Lincolnshire Airsoft Club events at the moment. And we'll then go off at, let's say, lunchtime, when there's no other airsofters out there. And I will take photos of you. So I've already taken some photos of a lad who wanted them done for him. They'll be uploaded sometime soon. But basically what you're looking at is a profile photo showing up. You get the chance to show off to the other airsoft communities what your kit is. So in this case, the guy had an assault rifle, had a PMC style loadout. So it's showing off his entire PMC loadout. So everything from his boots to his comms gear. I'll take photos of any part of the kit that you think is interesting. So on these photos, I've got some photos from the front. I've got some photos from the back because he's got a very interesting looking pack system on his back. I've also done some stage photos with that guy, and he's like crouched down, you know, aiming the gun, all that kind of stuff, all that Hollywood kind of stuff. And I'm going to basically make a batch of those photos, and they will be put up onto my page. They'll probably be shared through to the Lincolnshire Airsoft Club page and the usual places I share photos. I will put a little title onto them with my emblem even on them. I'll also put on a little player focus logo as well. But I will send you guys the photos edited, but not with the captions on, so you have a clear, clean photo. So I'm hoping this is kind of something that, you know, I can give back to you guys. So if you have a very interesting kit you think is interesting, it doesn't have to be expensive, doesn't have to have cost you £5,000. It can be whatever makes you happy in airsoft. And if you have that, PM me on the CraftySniper page, and we'll arrange a date. Well, that sounds wrong. We'll arrange a time when you're at a Lincolnshire Airsoft Club event and I'm at a Lincolnshire Airsoft event. I'll bring the cameras and everything, because there you go. I've been editing with this camera at the moment. This is the one I took the photos with. And we'll get them photos taken. And in the next few days following the event, hopefully I'll get those photos edited and sorted out. So yeah, if you're interested, drop me a PM and we'll get that sorted. So I hope that's covered some of the news issues that happened from the last match. I will see you guys at the next Airsoft event, which is, like I say, Lincolnshire Airsoft Club's Gas and Spring event. And yeah, have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you on an Airsoft field very, very soon.